Greetings and hallucinations to all you folks out there. It is time for another edition of Strategic Facepalm. Okay, to begin with, the map in and of itself is a facepalm. Somebody took Gap of Rohan and imposed it upon Wonder. Why has this atrocity entered into the minds of the human race? We will never know, but here it is. You can see your all too familiar gaps on the sides, the double stones in the center with a bit of reclaim, kind of swapping it up, having an Omni and 2 Tech 3 Rex, kind of a melding of the two maps, and then the Northern Pass just the same. Look, they even added the little reclaim pieces where the little rocks would normally be and swapped it up for mostly trees. So yeah, you can either be really impressed by their attempt to stay true to form for both maps, or you can lament the loss of such awesome gameplay when you restrict yourself to a choke point like this. So without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce the players, and then we will get into the epic fails. On the northern side, we have Joe, TDK, Supreme Noob, Odo, and that is Beda, something like that. On the southern side, we have Sambal, King Corn, Minister Phobia, and Amflo. Alright, this was sent to me as a strategic facepalm. That is just to preface this game, so I am not specifically trying to make fun of noobs. Noobs just do funny things. So hopefully they will understand that this is relatively instructional, even though I am poking fun, but I do mean it in the best kind of way. Alright, rushing to the center in true Gap of Rohan form, we have 2 ACUs from the southern side and then 3 from the northern side. Looks like it's going to be 2 versus 1 right here, but Minister Phobia did get the majority of the Omni. Point defense going down for Supreme Noob. Of course, why not start your turtle at 2 minutes into the game? Because turtles work best for everything. We all know this. There's a substantial pile of rocks there that I missed earlier with the reclaim. 2 mechs is centered on the gap where Gap of Rohan has 4, and my goodness, this is a melding that would hurt your brain. Odo is bringing artillery to the front to lay down some pestering fire on the ACU, but the problem with artillery in that situation is that all the ACU has to do is zigzag a couple of times, and the arty is completely ineffective. Alright, air players, not building air. We've got 2 lands going down, but some good reclaim patterns set up. Tons of reclaim patterns set up. Holy cow, that's a lot of patrol orders. On the northern side, we have an interesting cross formation going down, possibly to use for air factories with, I would hope. Maybe at least he might think about it. Land Scout heading over to the gap from the air player, and land no, that is an air factory building only engineers. Interesting choice, leaving them to the side. I would encourage you to explore the possibilities of issuing orders out of your factory. You can issue reclaim or the attack move orders, patrol orders, and move orders directly out of the factory so that you don't have to deal with the downtime of your engineers right there. Alright, Minister Phobia absorbing a little bit of damage before throwing down a point defense of his own, and he's got artillery to back him. So apparently this is a point defense artillery war. Why the hell not? What else exciting could there possibly be in life? Interesting that there is not a mass extractor on this spot. It is kind of lonely out here in the forest. Perhaps he lost it in the trees. Maybe as he's reclaiming the forest. Well, there isn't really an excuse because that is out in the open. Alright, maybe at some point he will notice the fact that he forgot that. Artillery fire coming down on Minister Phobia's units with single-minded accuracy. Not the best course of action when you have Tech 1 artillery, because their strength lies in the area of effect, which is non-existent for Aeon artillery. I just noticed that. So focus damage is probably best, but that is a bit of overkill, and allowing them all to get killed off by an ACU coming within range. Land factories going down for Minister Phobia in the center, and for Amflo. Looks like these two guys are basically shouldering the entire responsibility of trying to defeat the enemy team. Symbol is building Tech 2 power generators and teching up in the back, basically doing nothing. And King Corn is doing essentially the same thing. Neither one has built a single unit that is good for either combat or scouting as of yet. So that is an interesting way to rely on your teammates. I am 100% positive that that would be the kind of thing, the kind of player that would rage incessantly if the front players fell and they died. They would blame it on the front players. It is a team game, folks. Got to help out the team. As you can see on the northern side here, Air Factory is going down. Joe is actually going to get into the air game here in a minute, hopefully. And he does have anti-air built, although he hasn't sent it forward to help his teammates. A lot of anti-air, holy cow. But he is the air player, so at least he is attempting. A for effort, my good sir. Well, E for effort, but that's not actually a grade, so whatever. Alright. Looks like Orange is actually building air factories. Not sure what that is all about. They are idle at the moment. Oh, look, another forgotten mass extractor. And that one is hidden in the forest. The mysterious forest of Gap of Wonder. What other... Well, there might be atrocities in the forest. You might not want to delve too deep into the mystery. Okay, Tech 1 bombers pulling a decent little bit of harassment. That one was targeted on something. The factory, and it failed to fire. That is odd. Alright, interceptor cover coming out from Joe TDK. He was overflowing mass just a minute ago, but he is back in balance now, producing air off of 2 factories. Probably forgot to set the infinite Q on the other 3. And overflowing again. Definitely need to start upgrading some mass extractors over there, bud. Alright, Odo and Ministrophobia are trading blows. Ministrophobia does have the gun upgrade. I do not believe that Odo has it, but I might be wrong. I am not. I should know better than to doubt myself because I am always right in every situation all the time. Ha ha ha. Amflo moving up to build a line of Tech 2 point defense, even though there are swarms of Mantis heading his way. Well, I do say swarms, but I guess even 2 counts as a swarm because Mantis are insects and insects are swarms. But he is going to get one built. It is immediately going to get stunned by a Medusa and the most pointless oblivions on the face of planet Earth. I hand you the epitome of bad point defense placement. My friends, this is hilarious. That is amazing. The only unit that those could possibly hit would be one sitting on top of the hill so that the point defense had to fire up to hit it. And 2 more point defense on the other side of the crater. I wonder if he's wondering why his oblivions are not pounding anything into oblivion. Oh, I wonder, 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 wonder. Also, there's a Tech 3 wreck right there that was not reclaimed. That should have been snatched. Awesome little run by here. Congrats to Supreme Noob for actually pushing some spam out. And the drastically underprepared Southern team is paying for their underpreparedness. They have probably, yes, Tech 2 Mass Extractor down. Units in the back of the base. And what have we here? King Corn decided to tech directly to a Monkey Lord. I can't decide whether that is brilliant or epically fail. It is 11 minutes, and he nearly has it built. So I'm going to go with brilliant. But on the other hand, he has stalled at 65 mass per tick, and he still hasn't gotten this mass extractor. So I guess it is a mix of both. We have fail and win in the same thing. Ministrophobia, on the other hand, is not in a good situation at all. A handful of Mantis and a couple of Tech 1 artilleries are just erasing his base. This is embarrassing right here. His teammate is coming down with his ACU to try to chase down Mantis, which is kind of funny, to be honest. You will not catch Mantis with an ACU, and they are in turn going to pummel his base. And point defense placement is a little better this time around. He did build to the side of the crater instead of inside the crater. So we are learning, folks. There is progress. And Flapjack's backing him up. That is actually a nice little defensive grid right there. Well done, my good sir. Well done. Now we get to watch hilarity ensue as a Monkey Lord is unleashed onto an unsuspecting team, which unfortunately has roughly half of its point defense emplacements where they cannot fire at the incoming Monkey Lord. Tack launchers ahoy! Supreme Noob laying down some cover fire. Those are going to come sailing in for what target? That was an attempted snipe on Minister Phobia, but he does have tack defense up, and he is moving around, so that is not going to work. Alright, Tech 2 gunships moving up towards the north. Unfortunately, there is a massive amount of air cover from Joe TDK that I mentioned that he's doing a very respectable job of fulfilling the role of air player. He has only a 500 rank, and he actually understands that the air player should build air. Kudos to you. Alright, Monkey Lord incoming. Supreme Noob saying fall back, and the players are doing so. We're about to see a spider go mountain climbing, and it comes up over the ridge, and as predicted, those point defense actually could fire at the tall unit up here. Alright, will the Monkey Lord pick good enough targets that it will survive? Because the Oblivion turrets are actually doing a whole lot of scary damage to it. One veteran C in the bag, that is going to help out tremendously. 49k health and a nice little boost. Wow, my voice broke. Walking right up on Beta. Oh, I think that may have been an overcharge, but it was not enough. Very nice for at least getting one off. And then he is going to go down. That's going to provide a veteran C for the Monkey Lord. Monkey Lord is going to continue its northward trek. Corsairs coming in to try to deal with it, but yeah, 3 Corsairs is not going to be enough. Even the puny anti-air of the Monkey Lord can deal with 3 Corsairs, and it is going to trample yet another base and move northwards still. Where is that green ACU? The green ACU is way over here. Alright. That's a Tech 3 air factory. What? Why are you building Tech 3 transports? Why? What is the purpose of this? A strap bomber out for Joe. That is very nice. Moving to Tech 3 air and has mobile flak out at 16 minutes. Not half bad, if I do say so myself. Alright, another veteran C. That is going to give this Monkey Lord a grand total of 67k HP with a very respectable regen number. Is going to start moving back towards the air player's base because all 3 ACUs are in the back. Now there are some swift winds out for Sambo, and he is going to be able to drop that strap bomber, and I don't think another one is going to be out in time to do any good. Well, I take that back. It looks like it is just barely going to finish as the Mazer comes in, a rake in the ground, eliminating Tech 2 units, doing everything it can to pulverize this airbase. Strap bomber coming around a corner, gonna start taking some fire from the pitifully weak anti-air of the monkey, and strap bomber gonna go southwards. Why is that? Why would you do such a thing? The tack launcher base is still online up there, and of course Supreme Noob has just gone down to the Monkey Lord. Alright, that is going to be game. All due to one Monkey Lord rushed in about 15 minutes by King Corn, which I don't believe was scouted at all. That is interesting. Alright, Odo is going to take a bow and lead the game, and that is going to be the end. Alright, ending comments. Overall, this is not as bad of a fail as some of them that I have seen, but there are some good learning points. Mainly, if you're going to build point defense, please, please, for the sake of all that is good in this world, do not do this. Please, take that in the best way and listen to my advice. Don't do this to yourself. You deserve better than that. And then also, the other thing to take away from this game is to scout. Scout. You would have seen the Monkey Lord coming, and you could have beaten that. You had tack launchers. You could have killed it. And then also, to King Corn, I don't think that 100% of the hate was justified that was going towards him. He did rush a Monkey Lord very early and win the game. But honestly, bud, you could help your team out a little more. They really needed you. Alright, that is going to wrap up this strategic facepalm. Like if you liked it, don't like if you didn't like it, unlike it, I guess, whatever. Yeah. This was an interesting game. Very interesting. Alright, before I ramble on any further, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. That is it for this cast, for me, and for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for sticking around, and I hope you will join me next time for a real cast.